right, class. Could all have your attention? All of your attention. We have some guests today, Communication Consulting LLC. They will be presenting to us, so I will yield the floor to them.
Thank you, Mitch. Good evening, and I'd like to thank you in advance for your time this evening. My name is Josh Wolf, and I'm here to introduce Communications Consulting to you.
Team member.
We are an experienced consulting organization specializing in blogging and the development of weblog communities. Our mission is to provide a comprehensive level of professional services to our clients at all times, striving to be a crucial partner as we assist in the growth and development of our clients and their weblog communities. Take a look at this slide up here. Do you recognize any of the names on it? Ball State University, UPS, NFL, NCAA, Kaiser International, H&R Block. These are just a few of the organizations that we've been able to help over the last 27 years of our combined experience. Although we've been able to help all these organizations, we realized that there was a need just not being met. A need for better organizational communication. As I previously, I'm sorry. Can we shift the slides, please? Thank you. Who we are, one more time. There we go. Who we are. We are a professional communications consulting company with 27 years of industry experience under one roof to help your organization. We have experience in working in multiple sectors of industry with a wide range of responsibilities, from private and public organizations to small companies with only one employee, all the way up to Fortune 50 companies with over 35,000 employees. We've helped consult on all levels of government, from federal, state, and local agencies. We've consulted for 5 different universities amongst our team. We're bilingual, both Spanish and Japanese. Combined, we have over 5 years of media and web design, 7 years of organizational leadership, 11 years of project management, and 10 years of new market penetration and business development. As I previously said, we strive to be a crucial partner that assists in the growth and the development of our clients and their weblog needs. Next slide, please. Blogging is, why you should care about blogging. Blogging is one of the most valuable tools that businesses have to engage with their customers and ultimately make their lives easier. If you're not blogging, it's time to get started or get left behind. This was something that was recently published in Business Week, June 2015. So if you're not blogging now, your organizations aren't blogging, you're missing the curve. I'd like to begin our introductions with our introductions of our own Adam Sandler lookalike, Mr. Jacob Dietz. Mr. Dietz is originally from North Carolina. He majored in telecommunications and media production before graduating Ball State University. By nature, he's a competitive individual. Bilingual, he's a team player and a world traveler. He's played competitive soccer in 3 different countries, Spain, Italy, and France. Before coming to our organization, Jacob helped with risk management at Abbott Pharmaceuticals and has led projects for UPS, H&R Block, as well as Edward Jones. Some of his hobbies include sampling craft beer and occasionally enjoying a Netflix and chill kind of night. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I introduce to you Mr. Jacob Dietz.
Thank you for that more than generous introduction, Josh. As Josh stated, I'm here to talk about content and its correlation with web blogging. Now when we talk about content, we also need to talk about form as well, because the two kind of have a sort of mutual or symbiotic relationship. A great way to better understand the relationship between the two is to look at this analogy. Content is to form as water is to glass. Now when you think about the relationship between water and glass, water needs the glass in order to be contained, or else the glass is providing the water with its overall shape. Also the glass needs the water fulfilling, or else the glass really doesn't have any purpose whatsoever. So the analogy kind of works the same when comparing content to form. Content needs form to be contained. The form of the information being presented to the, defines how the content is to be perceived by the viewer. The inverse relationship between the two stands true as well. The form of the information has really no purpose to the viewer if there is no content for context. So by using our services at Communications Consulting, we can provide you with a weblog form that provides a space for your own production of content and form, allowing your company to disperse information to either clients or employees in a simple and easy manner. Let's see. Now I'd like to transfer things over to our project manager, Michael Payton. Michael hails from Evansville, Indiana. He graduated from Evansville Rites, a public school in Southwest Indiana. During his high school career, Michael was an active and competitive member in both basketball and baseball. Shortly after graduation, Michael decided to further his education by becoming a full-time student at Vincennes University, where he acquired his associate's degree in law enforcement, graduating with the academic distinction of cum laude. From Vincennes, Michael then transferred to Ball State University, where he achieved his bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a minor focus on digital forensics. He also graduated with the high academic distinction of magna cum laude. In his free time, Michael likes to watch and participate in live sporting events such as baseball and basketball. He also enjoys spending quality time with his friends and family, watching movies, spelunking, and practicing taxidermy on roadkill. Volunteer work also takes up a large part of Michael's free time. He provides his services to many non-for-profit organizations and events such as the Muncie Mini Marathon and the German Village Society. Throughout his professional career, Michael has been a large hand in many major roles, which is why we view him as our strongest project manager. His experience in the field has made him extremely versatile and effective.
Thank you, Jacob. This evening I'm going to talk about the main category of information network using, and it has four second level analysis categories: applying, distributing, deploying, and presenting. It's very beneficial in multiple ways. You are able to stay updated on current events, topics, and projects that are going on in your company. You're also saving time distributing information as a mass instead of sending individual emails to separate departments in the company. The one I really think is the most beneficial is you can connect with companies all around the world, and with this you're able to collaborate with others on conducted research and field studies, and you can add and gain knowledge value during that process. I would now like to hand it over to introduce our design consultant and my colleague at Communications Consulting, Brian Donato. He graduated from Ball State University with a major in Japanese. He has spent a short time over in Japan studying business, as well as traveling to the UK and China. He speaks 2 languages, English and Japanese, and he has 8 years work experience in sales and customer service. The most recent is educational technologies at Ball State University, and his hobbies are reading, hiking, and traveling.
Thank you for that introduction, Michael. I'm going to be talking about the access portion. Access is often the first step in the second level of information networking. The 4 components of access are input, processing, movement, and output. With these steps, we can help you develop your company's image through web blogging. Input is the initial introduction of information from one source to another. By creating a weblog that portrays what your company's motives and goals are, you can reach a whole new audience of potential clientele. By applying the process of movement, components of access, your company can shape and design the feel of your weblog to fit your message. Design is a crucial aspect of creating a weblog. It will show your attention to detail and professionalism. Finally, all that is left to do is to output your weblog and maintain it. With these steps, we are confident that your company will see an increase in interest and clientele. Now I would like to introduce our filter guru and my colleague at Communications Consulting, Peter Bryant. Mr. Bryant graduated from Taylor University with a bachelor's degree in business administration. He started his working life with Eagle Wings Incorporated, a charter bus company. He was involved with management and operations. He then moved on to Taylor University's Media Services Department, working with over 800 events per year with students and faculty. He currently works for the Indiana Sports Corporation, where he has been part of an NFL team management. With this position, he has also attended the Super Bowl for the past 5 years. His hobbies include traveling and deflating footballs. Now, without further ado, Peter Bryant.
Thank you, Brian. Again, my name is Peter Bryant, and I have the wonderful job title of being the filter guru at Communications Consulting. Just want to take a couple minutes here and talk about weblog filtering and how Communications Consulting can help you and your business take an interactive approach to weblog filtering. With some of our weblog filtering systems that are out there, users are often stuck sorting through mountains of data that's generated through weblog posts just to find a simple subject. We can all agree that organization is key for any information that we receive. Communications Consulting will assist in indexing your company weblog and making sure that the information is in order to keep you organized. Once our company gets your business weblog off the ground, we're committed to work with your company throughout your weblog experience. We will offer training programs for the first several months after deployment, and then on an as-needed basis. In our training, we will show you and your company how to use our search engine to find relevant information related to your search criteria. Our interactive search engine will help our clients find specific weblogs and data quickly and efficiently. Many times, weblogs are used to locate solutions to problems in a fast-paced field such as IT and HR. We know that time is often a factor, and we realize that finding a solution quickly can help businesses perform efficiently and save time on labor costs. Next, I would like to show you a weblog filtering engine. As you can see from the slide, you are able to search weblogs based on areas such as the date of the posting, the content within the weblog, the author, as well as some of the key areas such as taglines and then categories within that post. Next, I would like to introduce our CEO, Mr. Josh Wolf. After graduating from Ball State with a major in business marketing, he has relocated to Scottsdale, Arizona. Josh has held positions with PBX manufacturers and network providers such as Intertel Technologies, Level 3 Communications, and then most recently, Interactive Intelligence. Some of Josh's strengths include negotiations, business strategy, new business development, presentations, project management, teamwork, and customer focus. There's a reason why Josh is our CEO. He's an outgoing, energetic, and experienced telecommunications and technology consultant. He utilizes a consultative sales approach to assisting customers in turning their business process into competitive weapons. Josh is an energetic public speaker with multiple years' experience. He has presented to VP and C-level executives with confidence and credibility that consistently exceeds goals and generates revenue in a highly competitive market. Some of Josh's hobbies include everything outdoors, including hiking, canoeing, camping, and even bird watching. Additionally, he enjoys spending time with his dog. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Josh Wolf.
Thank you. Thanks for such a warm introduction, Peter. Now that you know a little bit about why we do what it is that we do and who we are, I'm sure if I was in your role or sitting there, I'd be asking, so what? What does this mean to me and my organization? Why should I care about blogging, about communications consulting, or about this presentation at all? It all boils down to is where's the ROI? Where's the return on investment? How is this going to help your organization? And the return on investment is simple. You know, blogging is a direct communication channel with both your internal and external customers. It allows you to connect and share timely and relevant information. Blogging creates two-way conversations with customers and prospects from your industry. As you can see, blogging fuels as we discussed, blogging fuels search engine optimization, adding knowledge value and credibility to your organization. It was recently discovered on a HubSpot survey that companies who blog receive 97% more hits to their website than companies that do not, as well as 67% more leads than those who do not. At this point, we'd like to thank you for your time, as well as open up the floor for any questions or comments. Go ahead, Abe.
What blog management system would you recommend that we adopt?
We have a proprietary system that we wrote internally.
Okay.
We'd be more than happy to show it to you at a later date and schedule an appointment.
Sounds great, thank you.
No problem. Mitch.
How would you, as a consulting company to my company, drive traffic there? Just so, you know, we're good at what we do, but, you know, blogging is kind of new to us. So how would, I mean, I can't imagine my customers just finding out how to blog and start driving a bunch of traffic. How would you guys?
Well, honestly, one of the better ways, like Josh said, is search engine optimization. With search engine optimization, you know, we kind of put feelers out there in like search engines such as Google and Yahoo and other search engines where people will kind of hit key terms that will, you know, provide your website with a link coming up first other than others, and that will drive traffic to your website. And then in that as well as, you know, give them access to your web blog or further access after that. So.
Does that cost us more to pay Google, or is that just like mixing, like, or making it the exact definition of something?
No, I don't believe it would cost any more for on Google's end. It would just be included with us as well.
One other way, Mitch, that we can drive some of that attention is often companies will have a testimony page on their website. We think that that's a critical part of maintaining some customer awareness, maybe listing and blogging some of the projects we're working on currently or that a current company is working on currently, just to keep the customer informed on some of those major deals that we're working on.
All right, given the amount of time, although we're in pretty good shape, I would like our team to give our professional courtesies, please.
Thank you very much for coming and presenting to us today. We will discuss your proposal and we'll get back to you very shortly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, do we have evaluators ready? I'm ready.
All right, it was a very good
Oh, now you go out, get in there, screenshot.
Are you guys done? All right, so overall, it was a very good production, or a very good presentation, not production. It did seem as if you guys were reading off the cards a bit too much. So we would like to see a little bit more rehearsing, a little more smiles. Right now you guys are all just staring. There we go, smiles. You guys obviously went through and learned a lot about each other. There were definitely some things that I wouldn't have expected from some of you guys. So great attention to detail about each other and your topic. Just, you know, rehearse a little bit more.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next team, please.
Like Joe was saying, well prepared with information. I like you to say about the blogs. Your interesting facts were hilarious. However, the reading off the PowerPoints gets a little bit old after 5 of you do the same thing. Also, your stance right here is kind of close us off from the audience or the whatever word this week. So
Audience, yeah.
Okay. So you just take your hands by your side. All of a sudden, you open up and you're just a little bit more welcoming and inviting to us. That'd be my thoughts.
Finish with something positive, or was that it?
That was it.
Okay.
You look professional. There you go.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Mute this projector. thought it was a good presentation. I'm grading harder now. Why? Because we've had other people, break the ice and, climbing their way up. One of the best things about this team, first of all, take a look at the physical specimens we have here. These are a bunch of tall guys, and they're wearing power suits, and they look really professional. Frankly, I think we've got an FBI contingent in here, and they're doing security. Incidentally, this is a security stance, so watch it. So is this. And I think that one of the teams has really talked about the stances. I want you to take a look at the videotape. Certain people are putting their hands in their suits, and Gillette's rule is never, gentlemen, put your hands in your suit for a stance. Put your hands in there to get money out, or what I'm saying. But what this normally means is that the person's nervous, and this is a way to sort of plant the hands and get them out of the way. And it just totally messes up your line. You see this with my suit? So just don't do it. Gentlemen, when you wear a suit, should you blow your nose on your tie? So you wouldn't do that when you're wearing a suit. In the same way, never put your hands in your pockets when you're wearing a suit in general. Now, more casual clothes, but it gets old. I want you to watch, all of you, as you're watching presenters, watch their work with their hands, especially professionals. Several of you were sort of frozen, and there were no natural gestures that people do. You saw the work that I did at the Global Forum. Europeans are kind of cold in their formal presentations, European business people. And the Americans, probably because of our church traditions and so forth, are a lot more animated with our gestures. American oratory is more animated. Now, maybe you want to tone it down if you're with somebody else, so you're not throwing your hands around all the time. But to be sort of frozen, so you lose the youthful dynamic that this company represents. When you're young, you should sort of act, kind of dynamic in some ways. I'm really going to bust you on the reading, because I know you as individuals, really good communicators. But the way you were reading off the script, it was like somebody just handed it to you, and you're just sort of making sure you got it done. This is especially true with the CEO person. That person is, they even introduced him as a dynamic speaker. Well, it didn't come off as dynamic because that person was glued to the text. And there was a lot of looking around at the PowerPoints and so on. Part of that can be dealt with in the setup. At Global Forum, the monitors are in front of the speakers and big enough for you to see. So in a professional setting, you might have that. But when you're walking into somebody's conference room, you're probably not going to have that either. So, setting up a laptop or something, or even having printed out PowerPoints. That's what I do, and those are not bad because you can annotate them according to what's happening. Your PowerPoint, and nobody minds you looking at a script as long as you're not just reading the script. Sort of PowerPoint is designed to give highlights or high points. So when you're reading the exact text that's on the slide, you throw away the advantage of PowerPoint. So I think that pretty hard. I thought that was not the kind of natural presentation style that we have, and that this team I absolutely know is really capable of, and I think that the formal presentation sort of nailed you the wrong way, okay? And one other little minor thing that I would like all those speakers to remember, I do not like the handover as without further ado. Now where we get this is Shakespeare's play, much ado about nothing. That's where this phrase comes now, ado, without further ado. Ado means that we're just messing around. So when you say without further ado, what have you just done? What have you been doing the last 3 or 4 minutes? Messing around. This is not important. So without further ado, I won't do the stuff that you're not here to hear anymore. I'm going to now turn it over to the person we're here to hear. And so never use that phrase, without further ado. And I just saw that done at the conference I was just at. It's a business cliche to begin with, and in terms of the content, it's not the kind of content you want to convey. Say, I'd love to know more about Jacob Dietz, but I want to turn it over to him so you can hear from him personally. Okay? There's a better way to do a handoff. So the transitions of this team was a place for improvement. And that's normal. If you haven't done this too often, you've done a lot of presentations, pretty soon it's fluid. I mean, you're used to doing it and handing them off together. Quick note for you all. When you have more than one speaker, one of the good things, people get tired of hearing speakers. They hear the voice, they get used to it. I won't say they get bored, but it becomes dull. So a trick that consultants do is when the person in the background is watching the audience starting to glaze over, you switch voices and say, let me add on to what Jacob was saying. And boom, they take a greater interest because now they're hearing a new voice. Do you see this? So you had the advantage with the 5 of you to hand off, and several of the teams have done this. They've gone around more than once, and I think you did this with one speaker tonight. But in general, one of the things that was, first of all, I thought there was a lot of credibility here, and let me tell you how I think this team really established credibility. We said that we don't want a bunch of fiction, that, oh, I've got 60,000 employees worldwide, including my Tokyo office, right? No, this is a consulting company based in Muncie, Indiana right now. But did you see what they did with all those logos? They said, these are companies we've worked with, and then they aggregated all their experience together. I have no doubt that that's true. All those companies this team has worked with somewhere in the past, right? That was impressive. And these are young guys. Do you see that? And so are you. But in the aggregate, you bring a lot of power to the equation. Also, what we're looking at here, right now, there are master's candidates, but potentially, these guys are bringing in 5 people with master's degrees for some job. That's a pretty impressive load of education that they're bringing to the game, too. Okay? So the company has a lot of credibility. The presentation brings authority, and part of it is that high authority suits you're wearing so well. Michael Payton has a suit that looks like $1 million, you ask me, you know. But in general, just a lot of authority in this presentation, a lot of credibility, and a little work on the form would help, and I think you'd do better. But nice job, and I appreciate you coming and doing it. So did you get all these things from your team? Everybody got the evaluation, so they're still working on it?
I think they said
Remember, I need them like at least by tomorrow, and you know how to get it to me right now. Thank you so much. Okay, if we could shut off the cameras.